Hello, Doctor. Hello, Dr. Jill. Hello, Dr. Jill. Welcome to our group project. So our group focuses on the metaphors and antonymy. Okay, let's take a quick introduction of our group members. My name is Zhang Mengci, and my matrix number is GS71786. And besides me, our group also include Sharafina, Yu Xinyu, Xu Yifan, and Fang Chun. They will introduce themselves later in their part. So these are the two songs we select. The first one is Love in the Dark, which is from Adele, and the second one is The Hot and Cold from Katy Perry. So this slide is the lyrics of Hot and Cold. And this one is the lyrics from the Loving in the Dark. Okay. So now I'm gonna talk about the use of metaphor in Loving in the Dark. So before we start, I'm gonna take a quick introduction of the metaphor. So it's like the figurative expressions of the form X is Y. They identify their subject with a class of entities to which it does not literally belong. So in our daily life, we must hear so many metaphors, like the time is money, which means the time is as valuable as money. And next is he has a heart of stone. It's not like it's not described that his heart is made of the stone or something else. It's just want to describe this person. He is the cold and heartless, or do something with no mercy. Okay, and the next one is life is a journey. So to compare the whole life to a journey with ups and downs, directions, goals, and the destinations. So the first lyrics I choose from the Love in the Dark is the most common one, most popular one. So I believe everyone has heard of this lyrics. Is I can't love you in the dark, and its lyrics meaning is simple. It's like the I can't love you with all black surrounded. I can't love you without light. But is metaphorical is different from the literal meaning. It's like I can't love you bluntly while taking all of the consequences. So the here in the dark is symbolic. It represents emotional blindness, uncertainty, or being left out of the truth. The speaker is saying that she cannot continue loving someone without transparency, direction, or shared emotional responsibilities. And the word dark can also be seen as a metaphor for Adele's blind devotion in a one-sided relationship. Despite giving everything emotionally, she feels lost and unseen. The darkness reflects how she has loved without clarity, without reciprocation, almost blindly. She is expressing the painful realization that love without truth, visibility, and mutual effort isn't sustainable or won't sustainable. And second one, the second lyrics I choose from this song is it feels like we are ocean apart. So we can see there's a geographical nouns in this lyric, oceans. So Adele feels like there exists an ocean between her and her lovers. They cannot see each other. They don't have the opportunity to talk to each other. But the ocean apart is not just geographical distance. It's more like emotional, right? The lyrics expresses a deep emotional disconnection. So adults feel that even while in the same relationship, they are no longer truly together. Their thought, feelings, and experiences no longer align. And the phrase ocean apart highlights the emotional distance that has grown between this couple. It suggests a breakdown in communication. The ocean metaphor is especially powerful. Oh, because as we all know, oceans are vast, are deep, and difficult to cross. This emphasizes how impossible or painful it feels to bridge the gap between them. Next, next is also the I think there is also same like the same as the above one because there's also geographical nouns exist in these lyrics. There is so much space between us. Yeah. And its metaphorical meaning is space here symbolized the emotional emptiness or disconnect. The relationship has grown cold and distance. There may be there may still be conversations, but there's no just a real closeness. It's just as if the two people are speaking across a void that keeps growing. And the phrase so much space between us communicates more than just distance. It suggests that a growing silence or inability to truly reach one another. This space isn't just empty, it's more like filled with misunderstandings, unspoken thought, and unmet emotional needs. Okay, that's all for my part. So next, I will pass to my partner Fang Chun to continue introducing the emotional part of the lyrics in Hot and Cold. Thank you for listening, Dr. Jiu.
Hello everyone, my name is Wang Chun and my metro number is 218375, and I will continue to talk about the metaphor used in hot and cold. So the first one is you are hot and you are cold. So literally is temperature change between hot and cold, and metaphorically is there are extended metaphor for an unstable relationship, emotional warmth and detachment. Emotions and behaviors are described using opposites that reflect mood swing and indecisions. Hot represents passion, affection, cold indicates distance and indifference. The person is metaphorical hot and cold, not literal things, indicate inconsistency in decision making or emotional responses, symbolize indecisions and mixed signals in a relationship, represent emotional highs and lows, often tied to mood swing or an unstable relationship. So the phrase highlights the emotional instability and unpredictability of the partner. So another one is dead battery. So the literal meaning is a dead battery refers to a battery that has lost its electrical charge and can no longer power a device. So metaphorically speaking is emotional energy is a battery power, describing a relationship that has lost its vitality, symbolize emotional exhaustion and lack of energy and a passion that synchronizations between each others have been exhausted and loss of connection of the relationship. So the phrase indicates relationship exhaustion and fading connection. And next one is called a case of love bipolar. So literal meaning is a bipolar disorder involving extreme mood change. So metaphorically is compare a relationship to a mental illness characterized by extreme mood swinging. It characterizes the emotional highs and lows of the relationship. reinforce the idea that it's unpredictable and exhaustion. The metaphor is emotional charged and dramatic, helping the listeners feel the speaker's frustration and confusion. So the phrase highlights the extreme of affection and hospitality in that relationship. So for the last one is stuck on a roller coaster can't get off this ride. So literally it means physically stuck on a roller coaster, unable to exit this ride. So metaphorically is the metaphor of the roller coaster represents the emotional ups and downs in the relationship. It captures the thrill, fear, and helplessness of being in a toxic or unstable relationship. So the roller coaster is a widely recognized image for emotional trauma, making a relatable and powerful metaphors. So the phrase conveys lack of control and constant emotional turbulence. That's all my part. Thank you for listening.
My name is Yu Xinyu, and I will show the characteristics of antonyms in two songs. Antonyms are words with opposite meanings. They are often used to create contrast, tension, or highlight inconsistency and change. There are three aspects in the song Hot and Cold. The first is a repetitive structure. The lyrics use multiple pairs of antonyms to form sentences with repetitive structures. Each sentence forms two opposing attitudes, creating the unstable relationship she describes, reinforcing the unpredictability of emotions. And the second is emotional contrast. Each set of antonyms reveals an inner conflict, such as mood swings and psychological changes. In this song, it represents the strong contrast of emotion in love, expressing the extreme instability and the conflicting emotions of lovers. Finally, is rhythmic and universal. The use of antonyms enhances the rhythmic and memorability of the lyrics. Almost all of the antonyms used are common in life, which are simple and easy to understand. So the listeners from all cultural backgrounds can resonate. And the next song is Love in the Dark. The first is the emotional contrast. These antonyms are used to express the inner pull and the emotional split, conveying complex emotional changes, which is more emotional than the first song. It emphasizes the fact that the relationship cannot be saved, expressing the emotional tension and the determination to let go. It contrasts with the repetition in the lyrics of the first song. And next is the narrative lyrics. The use of antonyms insert into the narrative, rather than the repetition of antonyms, represents the end of intimate relationship and the reality of emotional distance. It hints the depth of the lyrics.
Hello, doctor. My name is Xu Yifan, and I will present the understanding of these lexical features with examples from the Psalms. And I will present the antonyms. The first song is hot and cold. In hot and cold, the use of antonyms is central to expressing emotional instability and the relationship inconsistency. And these words in this song are antonyms. So like hot, cold is no, in, out, up, down, wrong, right, and black, white. These antonyms are repeated throughout the song to create a rhythmic pattern that mimics emotional swings. The contradictions reflect the unreliable nature of the speaker's partner. The repetition of these antonyms give the song a dramatic, almost childish emotional tone. And this is the second song, Love in the Dark. In this song, antonyms are used more subtly and symbolically. The key opposition lies in the central metaphor, like light and dark. These words are represented by "I can't love you in the dark." Other implied contrasts include "stay, leave," "take your eyes off me so I can leave," and "stop asking me to stay." And next is "life, survive." I want to live and not just survive. And together, apart, oceans apart, space between us. So these antonyms are used not rhythmically but thematically, reflecting emotional distance, inner conflict, and the need for clarity and self-respect. Unlike the fast, playful use of opposites in hot and cold. So this use of opposites is poetic and introspective. This is my part. Thank you.
Hello, Doctor. My name is Nura Sharafina binti Azman, and my metro number is GX71309. So today, for my part, I'm going to talk about how do these classical features contribute to the meanings in the songs. So for the first one, I'm going to talk about "Love in the Dark" by Adele. The song is more about emotional conflict and also resolutions. So in Love in the Dark, Adele uses antonymy primarily to illustrate the emotional contradictions she faces, as she still loves her partner but knows that staying in the relationship is no longer possible because this brings the tension, because the tension is put into the very title. Love typically connotes warmth, visibility, and honesty, while dark suggests secrecy, confusion, or the absence of clarity and hope. The pairing is not just poetic, it directly symbolizes the singer's situation where she is trying to hold onto love in an emotionally dim or fading space. So, from the song, I took three examples. I took three examples. The first one, Love and Dark. The title itself is a symbolic contradiction. Love suggests connection, like and also warmth, while dark implies isolation, secrecy, and pain. The phrase "love in the dark" represents a love that can no longer survive or be fully expressed. So the second one, Stay and Live. Ada wants to leave the relationship, though she still loves the person. This contrast illustrates the emotional conflict between attachment and also the need for personal growth and honesty. So the last one, Off and On. The contrast reflects Adele's emotional shutdown. Off suggests detachment and the need to disconnect from the gaze and presence of her partner, while On reflects the pretense of continuing the tension between the two highlights her refusal to live in denial any longer. Sorry, excuse me. So these opposing terms give the song its emotional weight. The listener can feel Adele's internal battle caught between her lingering affection and the realization that the relationship is no longer offer mutual growth. Unlike simple breakup songs, this one captures the subtype of major heartbreak or by loving someone while knowing that love isn't enough to keep you guys together. Yeah. So moving on to the next, Hot and Cold by Katy Perry. So in this song, it's more about inconsistency and also frustrations. So Katy Perry, Hot and Cool takes a different approach but using antonymy in a more overt and rhythmic way to reflect the emotional instability caused by our partner who constantly changes their behavior like a child. So the lyrics rely heavily on direct everyday opposites, and the fast pace of the chorus mirrors the roller coaster nature of the relationship being described. So I also took three examples from the song. I stay and go. I stay then you go. Her partner basically doesn't seem to fully commit or fully leave. Stay means presence and care, while go means detachment. Katy Perry is caught in the middle, unsure whether the relationship is continuing or ending. For the second one, your heart and your cold. Katy Perry uses this contrast to show her partner's emotional unbreakable. Heart reflects passion and affection, while cold suggests indifference and detachment. The sudden change confuse her and make the relationship feel unstable. So the last one, your hair's 10-year no. This pair shows her partner indecision. Saying yes one moment and then no the next moment creates emotional chaos. Katy Perry highlights how this lack of consistency makes it hard to trust or feel secure in the relationship. So basically, the repetition and rapid switching between these terms not only create a catchy hook but also highlight the emotional exhaustion the singer feels. This kind of antinomy conveys chaos and inconsistency, as Katy Perry's tone is more sarcastic and playful, yet the underlying message remains serious. The instability described in the song results in confusion, lack of trust, and also a breakdown of communication. So moving on, I'm going to compare the similarities and differences of their contributions. The first one, I'm going to talk about the similarities. There are four similarities that I found in the songs. So basically, the first one, centered to emotional conflict. Both songs use antonyms to depict the emotional instability of a relationship. In other song, antonymy expresses the internal struggle between love and the need to live, while in Katy Perry's song, it conveys a frustration caused by an erratic partner. So the second one highlight relationship breakdown. Since both songs about breakdowns is basically antonymy in both songs reflects a failing relationship. Uh, Adele shows that love is no longer enough to hold a relationship together, while Katy Perry illustrates the constant push and pull caused by indecision of her partner. So the third one, establish contrast of impact. Each song depends on the contrast created by opposites to make its messages more powerful. The sharp differences like love and drug and also hot and cold help the listener understand emotional highs and low involved. So lastly, and enhance impressive power. In both cases, antonyms are used not just to describe situations, but to express deeper emotions such as sadness, frustration, loss, and also confusion. They turn abstract feeling into physical concepts. So this next differences. So I found four differences. I'm sorry, six differences. Different aspect from the songs. Tone and mood, function of antonymy, use of antonymy, singer perspective, emotional complexity, delivery, and musical style. For the first one, I'm going to talk about tone and mood. Uh, for In Love and in the Dark, Adele used serious, melancholic, and also introspective tone and mood. Meanwhile, Katy Perry's upbeat, sarcastic, and playful make the song more chill, more fun, and more, you know, playful. So the second one, function of antinomy. Adele represents emotional growth and painful resolution and choosing to live despite still loving, while Katy Perry highlights emotional instability and inconsistency as the partner can't make their mind. The third one, use of antonymy. Antonymy are mostly metaphorical and poetic. love dark, like dark, and still live in love in the dark. Meanwhile, for hot and cold, the antonymy are literal and also rhythmic. Katy Perry use hot and cold, yes and no, in and out, and also use a repeated for effect. As you can see, the songs, the lyrics keep repeating itself. So for the singer's perspective, excuse me. For in the singer perspective, the singer is self reflective and makes a difficult but mature decision. For Adele, and then for Katy Perry, she used confrontational, calling out her partner's behavior with sarcasm. So, moving on to the emotional complicity, Adele deals with the internal conflict and the emotional pain of letting go of her partner because she still loves him very much. But it's better to letting go than live in than stay in a toxic relationship. While Katy Perry deals with external conflict, focusing on the partner's unbreakable actions, since her partner keeps changing his mind like a child, like keeps for a while say he wants it, and then suddenly say he don't want it, so it's something like that. So lastly, the how they deliver the musical style. So Adele, for this song, for this Love in the Dark, the song delivered by ballads, slow pace, and also emotionally heavy. While for Katy Perry, it's more to pop, fast paced, catchy, and like then light-hearted in tone. So for for the contribution, in elder songs, Antonym contributes to a deeper emotional exploration of a relationship that can no longer survive despite love still being present. It conveys the complexity of emotional maturity where opposite like love and departure coexist. While in Katy Perry's song, antonyms serve a more energetic and dramatic purpose. It expresses aspiration with a partner's inconsistency through simple everyday opposites. It's more about calling out erratic behavior than engaging in emotional introspections. So the conclusion for both songs, in conclusion, both Ada and Katy Perry use metaphor and antonymy to explore the emotional challenge of love, each in their own unique way. Adele's approach is more reflective and emotional, using metaphor and contrast to express inner conflicts and acceptance of loss. While Katy Perry, on the other hand, uses a more energetic and ironic tone, while clear opposites and straightforward metaphor to highlight confusion and emotional instability. While their tones and styles differ, both artists rely on these devices to structure their emotional messages and connect with listeners. This demonstrates the power and flexibility of metaphor and antonymy in songwriting, as they can effectively convey a wide range of emotions from calm sorrow to intense frustration depending on how they are used. So that's all from me and our group. Thank you very much, Doctor, for watching our video.